6 years followed at of the time of antenatal vitamin D for asthma reduction. Definition: prenatal vitamin D supplementation to prevent asthma and recurrent wheezing in young children challenging than supplementation provides a project effect at the ages of
People in the
years.
U.S. have asthma. That's about 1 in every 12 people.
But now a new study is revealing a way to possibly reduce some of those severe attacks. WWT's Jordan Shefty joins us now live with those details. Jordan, good morning.
Hey, good morning, you guys. Yeah, this study is trending on Facebook this morning. And for anyone with asthma, preventing attacks of wheezing, coughing, chest tightness, and shortness of breath is a top priority. This new study indicates vitamin D might help. The participants in the study were given either an oral vitamin D supplement or a placebo along with their usual asthma medication. Now, after 4 to 12 months, those who took vitamin D experienced fewer asthma attacks than those who took the placebo. The vitamin D group was also 61% less likely than the placebo group to have a severe asthma attack, leading to an emergency room visit, hospitalization, or both. Now, while the study showed vitamin D offers protection against severe asthma attacks, it had little or no effect on lung function or day-to-day asthma symptoms, but certainly some interesting findings there.
Yeah, especially for people who suffer from those asthma attacks.
Application in nursing. How to add vitamin D supplementation during pregnancy does not reduce asthma or recurrent wheezing in children at 6 years of
Kids
age.
with asthma and allergies, as well as potentially looking at mechanisms for vitamin D's effects on the immune system. The clinical data that we obtained showed a couple different conclusions. One is we saw that low vitamin D levels were very common in kids referred to National Jewish. The second part of our clinical data looked at features of asthma and its relationship to vitamin D. And what we found is kids with lower vitamin D levels tended to have lower levels of lung function, as well as several increased measures of allergy, such as the amount of IgE antibody in their blood and the number of positive skin tests that they had. We also found, in terms of the medications that we were looking at in kids with asthma, that kids who were taking more steroid medicine, either inhaled or via an oral form, had lower vitamin D levels. We, both with steroid medications as well as vitamin D, there was a greater anti-inflammatory effect than when either of those was used alone to suppress immune cells. It's very exciting because it has a couple potential implications clinically. One is that if vitamin D helps augment steroid medicines, people who have low vitamin D levels, if supplemented, could potentially need less of these medicines. So vitamin D has the potential to have what we call a steroid-sparing effect. Whether it does or not is really unknown at this point. The next step in investigation really needs to see if vitamin D supplementation leads to lower levels of medicine use, better lung function, and better asthma control.
Pros and cons. Additional increases in vitamin D appear to have had a projected effect on lung function.
Asthma is a chronic inflammatory disorder of the airways affecting approximately 10% of children. About half the risk is genetically determined, but the rest we may have some control over. One of the reasons asthma rates may be rising is our rising rates of vitamin D deficiency. Kids just aren't going out to play anymore. A doubling of vitamin D insufficiency levels in recent years, such that less than a quarter of U.S. teens hit the mark. Vitamin D is the sunshine vitamin. We make no vitamin D from the light coming from our TV or computer screen. So, do kids with lower vitamin D levels in their blood have worse asthma? Apparently so. More than a dozen observational studies suggesting that vitamin D is protective against asthma exacerbations. So, should we start giving kids with asthma vitamin D supplements? We're not going to go outside. Well, correlation doesn't mean causation. For example, maybe severe asthma leads to less vitamin D instead of the other way around. To prove cause and effect, you need to put it to the test. Take kids with asthma, randomized to one of two groups, vitamin D or an identical-looking sugar pill, and see what happens. The problem is there have never been such clinical trials like that until now. Asthmatic kids between 500 and 1,000 international units of vitamin D3 a day cuts asthma exacerbations by more than half, perhaps by decreasing the incidence of respiratory infections by boosting immunity, while at the same time diminishing inflammation. If it helps with inflammation, what about inflammatory bowel disease? We'll cover that next.
Issue applied to Ecuador. Researchers and participants were unaware of treatment assignment until the child sit brigade group. The objective was to take into account maternal level of 25 hydroxy vitamin D children born to mother.
And I'm Vice President of the Supplement Company, Antenatal. And this week, I want to cover the topic of something that affects, about 25 million people, or 1 in every 12 U.S. residents, including myself, and that's asthma. So they came up with this question of, can vitamin D help cut down asthma attacks? So this study was published this month, September 5th, 2016, analyzing 9 different studies, and it included 1,093 children and adults with moderate or mild to moderate asthma. And they were randomly assigned the vitamin D oral supplement or a placebo, and this was on top of whatever their usual asthma medication was. So people given vitamin D actually did have fewer asthma attacks that involved any treatment with oral steroids or corticosteroids. And the vitamin D group was 61% less likely to have an attack that led to an ER visit, hospitalization, or even both. So although this study does reveal vitamin D, it had little to no effect on lung function or day-to-day symptoms. They also do need further research, but it does look like it's very likely that vitamin D can offer protection against severe asthma attacks. And, as someone that is no stranger to the ER because of asthma, I know that I've tried a lot of things, and I'm willing to try a lot more. And, adding adding more supplements, not that difficult and not that bad for you. So if you are looking for a vitamin D supplement, I do recommend Pharmadent's Osteotherapy. It is also designed for bone health, and it is very popular with women over 25 to try to help prevent osteoporosis. Now again, my name is Allie Scheffler, and I'm the Vice President of Pharmadent, and I'll see you next week.
Conclusion: vitamin D supplementation during the prenatal period allowed did not influence the incidence of asthma and recurrent wheezing at 6 years.
Topics was the study that came out about vitamin D helping asthmatics. When I read that, I just looked at that and I said, well, duh. And what I want to do is make a quick video for you about why that would be, but let's look at some further mechanisms behind some things that could help you with asthma. Now, if spending time in my office, you see Brittany in here. When she started with me, she told me about her son that was an asthmatic. We applied some of the stuff that we're talking about here, and breathing treatments have almost gone because of what we did. But I want to talk about this for a second. What does vitamin D do? Well, first off, let me back up. What is asthma? Okay, asthma has to do with constriction of the airways, of the air tubes coming in and out of your lungs. So what happens is you create inflammation within this hollow tube, and the muscles start to constrict, and you close off that airway coming in and out of your lungs, and that creates